Welcome to the Final Whistle YouTube channel. We are here to analyze the Chelsea match, which ended 0-0. Unfortunately, the world champions couldn't score goals against Crystal Palace. So here with me is Nero. Can you give us your thoughts about the match?
Well, for me, general, I would say it was a good game. It was a good game, especially when it comes to the defensive aspect. Now, if you look at the game properly, you notice that for me, I think the only players that did well for both teams were both defenders. The defense on the Chelsea side, defense on the Palace side, especially Palace. Palace did a very strong defensive game, and it worked. Like I always tell people, football is all about breaking the person's tactics. It was obvious that the first half there was no link-up play between the defense, the midfield, and the attack. Made a whole Palmer to be lost. João Pedro could not even be seen doing anything. Jamie Gittins, that could even have the opportunity to stay on his own, had the ball, couldn't do much about it. Until you now had the likes of Eusebio coming in midfield. And the truth is that the game was, the attacks on both sides were not so bad, but they were below average, and that's just the basic thing. On the norm, I always give the kudos to the teams. Palace did well. They did a very good defensive game, and the formation really helped. The 3-5-2 they played really helped to choke back that midfield, and their attackers had the opportunity to draw back, which made that midfield work to be very difficult. And kudos to Caicedo. Caicedo did a very good job holding them down in the first half. Achipon was very, very good today. You know, when people were complaining about the whole injury thing, I always told them, see, the problem I always see with Chelsea is not about the defense. Yes, most times we see the defensive error. The problem is that we are not scoring goals. We are not scoring goals. When you get the opportunity, you score. Your defense, either they make a mistake or not, you have opportunity to, like, you're already winning. You're looking for 3 points. Just like what happened between United and Arsenal. There were errors, but that one single goal, you get your 3 points and leave. That's what you're playing for. You're not playing for showmanship or carrying the whole league. No. But it was a good game after all. I really want to applaud. Archibald for me was my best player. The guy was very confident, holding a home Arteta with whole physique and height. He did a very good job. Being his first time having that opportunity, but for me, I would like them to give him more opportunities, but in as much as it stands, because of our injury, it will be important that we have a CB to support. And I like his confidence. We always, Maresca always complain about looking for a playing centre back. And Achipong showed him today that he can do the job. It wasn't even as if Cowell was missing. He could do the job. You see the runnings he was doing, coming back, the whole confidence and everything was so perfect. But at the end, I feel Maresca also kind of messed up the game a bit. It was obvious that the starting lineup had a little infringement. It was only in the 30 minutes ending of the second half that we saw the likes of Eusebio coming to change the game, and then there was more impact with time. For me, first half, Enzo was not in the game. Enzo was like, he has been on break for too long. He couldn't even hold a ball and do it. Enzo couldn't even give a complete 1v1. And that was where the problem started. So Palmer was left outcasted, and there was nothing we could do about it. But all the same, it was a good game on both sides. And for me, the two teams that played, it was just the defenders that played well.
Okay, so who is your man of the match, and who was your worst player on the pitch?
For me, the man of the match, without being biased, I will actually give it to Achipong. He had very good tackles, very good take-ons, and very good approach to the ball. Caicedo also did a fantastic job, but I feel for somebody that is having that opportunity to have that kind of weight, the pressure of it at that age, I think it was a good goal for him. Achipong would be my man of the match. For the worst player, I'll be sincere with you, there were a lot of worst players. There were a lot of worst players, because I can't tell you it's just Gittins. Gittins was not himself at all. I don't know whether it's pressure, but like I say, Premier League is not easy.
He's coming from Bundesliga.
It's not an excuse, but Premier League is not that easy. He is his first starter. Eusebio was a first starter, and the difference, the impact was felt. So there's no excuse for that. Gittins was not good, I would say, but I will not say he was the only one. So I will not really say I have the worst player. I say I have a set of worst players for the game. So likes of Gittins, Enzo at a time redeemed himself later on. But personally for me, I was not okay with Gittins' play at all. João Pedro was not anywhere himself. That was not the João Pedro we knew. So that's it for me for now.
Okay, so who are we looking forward to in the next match?
For me, to be sincere with you, if just start Eusebio for me, that's all I need. Start Eusebio for me. I don't mind. Look at the way, and I feel there's a pressure on Nero. Start Estadio, give Neto a little rest. Neto will give you that firepower you need in the second half. He has played everything for us, right from Club World Cup going to preseason. He has been there, full matches, no sub, nothing. Start Estadio, give or possible give Neto a opportunity in the left. But the problem is that Neto is not so good, or he's not 100% when he goes to that left wing. But it's about the coach. But for me, I would like Estadio to start. I wouldn't mind having Enzo Fernandez being benched a little, because we want to see if that connection in the midfield can work, where you have a full attacking 8 and a consistent defensive 8 at the same time, because Estadio did that in our last preseason match. He returned for defensive game, and that was why when Kendrick Perez even came in, it was as if they were both playing a very good game. The 9 and 10, the 10 and 8, they were all very fantastic. So I like Estadio to start, and then possibly I want Dilap to start. Chapedo is not a starter for me, from what I'm saying. It's not a starter. I think Dilap should be a starter. Dilap is more hungry. Yes, he may not be as clinical as, but I feel he's more hungry. And if the next game, let's start, I think it's about with West Ham. Definitely, I'm confident it's going to be a win, but it depends on what we start with. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your analysis. See you guys next week.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We can't wait to see you in the next video.